Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, duelists. You know what it is. It's another Friday night duel nights, and it's an absolute blowout. And you see right there, it is going to be Floowandereeze versus Drytron turn skip, starting it off pretty nuts with the V Fissure into a Prosperity. Already know that's full combo. And one thing I just want to reach out to all y'all Flu players out there. Everybody hates you. People who play Flu, you're doo-doo heads. As good as this deck is, you're a doo-doo head. Anyways, yeah, without that, let's go ahead. He hits that Prosby. I have 0 interactions. I am the duelist on the right. So we already know we're playing the best deck in the room. And that's going to be a Rabina pot. Oh, no, that's a Stree Rabina pot Sark double map. And at this point, it's like, hey, bro, pick your poison. I mean, we already know he has a small bird in hand. That's just how it is. Either they got nothing but floodgates or they got the birds. And one thing with Flu is, birds of a feather flock together, so they're always in pairs. That's why you build so many bricks, aka the nests. But anyways, grabs a Rabina because Rabina equals full combo, and as long as I don't have Ash or Imperm, it basically says, hey brother, I'm going to put Impen on board, and I'm not going to give a dang what you have to say about it. Now, we did get some really unique support for birds in this format, and that's in what's it called? Phantom Nightmare, but I forgot the name of it. Something Cow. Anyways, it's essentially Advent. So now you're just dodging Imperm Veiler all day. It doesn't matter though. He has Fissure, just Imperm. Normal Rabina goes into Eagle. Eagle is disgusting. Gonna grab the least favorite Impen of all. I mean, as someone who played Tri Brigade through this format, it was a struggle to bust this board. It said I needed Droplet, and I really hoped you couldn't barrier statue me. Eagle's gonna grab that Impen, which is gonna allow him to get an additional normal summon. And he just getting a good little shuffle. Gonna tribute both Impen and Rabina for the Impen. Sadly, I got no interruptions here. He's gonna go chain 1, Impen, chain 2, Rabina, chain 3, Eagle, which, sure, get normal summon and get it all back. It's like Monarchs on crack. It's Monarchs that can fly. Well, Penguins can't fly, but the rest of them can. Gonna grab the our turn trap, which makes this deck absolutely just even more oppressive than it should be. Which is, it's cool. Any card or game that lets you play on your opponent's turn is always nuts. Activates Advent, so it didn't even matter if I had the Imperm in hand. It said, hey, I just wanted to BM you real quick and just show you how nuts I am. Let's banish the Rabina. Gonna add the map to hand, and now I got no shot. No shootity shot. Doesn't know what I'm playing, which is great. So all this is not because, hey, I know you're playing Drytron turn skip. It's, hey, I know you play graveyard shit. So let's go ahead and be a dingus. Granted, this is one of his favorite decks ever. Basically strikers with feathers. But ending board is map, Impen, Dimensional Fissure, and the trap that lets you just normal summon. So nuts. This deck is absolutely going to be so insane into this fire format. If it does take a solid pilot to be able to break all these boards and to basically consistently play it. But I really think Flu is going to be one of the best shifter decks of the format, if not the best. Closely followed by Kashtira, but Flu is definitely a lot better. I mean, normal summon, so Princess doesn't ever activate in Grave, which is nuts. Like, they need to pop their own whale if they want to go crazy. And, yeah, they can, but it's just some good things. I'm over here super thinking, like, really thinking, like, realistically, what the heck am I going to do? Gonna activate Cyber Emergency, one of the best searchers in the game, just so good. I really hoped he had Droll, so his Fissure is dead, but no. Our Flu player over here is thinking real hard, but it lets me go ahead and search. I grab the Alpha, which is, we already know, Alpha, Theta, best best 2-card combo in the game, right? Gets us access to all of our turn skip shenanigans, which is my favorite thing about this deck. 10 million different ways to play it, not one is necessarily the right one. Now, as you know who've played Drytron before, we know that D-Fissure is disgusting and it's disrespectful, so we're going to go Alpha Effect, Tribute Delta for cost of Special Summon, which is going to let us grab ourselves the best ritual monster in the game, which is Benton. And yeah, you know, we got them QCRs. It's not as good as those Lost Arts, though, because, you know, we like the Bentons with the titties, because if we're going to have girl characters, let's have them not nerfed, right? I go ahead and scoop. We go right into game 2. This hand was so much better, but he's gaming and actually shifted me in the draw phase. Did not open the orange light, and I added more, so I'm on 3 orange lights in game 2. And so I go ahead and activate Arcana Force the Fiend, discard to add the Light Barrier field spell. He now is questioning his life, and he's like, oh shoot, I think I'm about to get Arcana World turn skipped. Just kidding. I won't be able to because of Shifter. Shifter is strong. But hey, we're here. And we actually got some super duper secret sauce that actually just says no to Flu. We're going to tribute our Draconids for cost with Alpha's effect. Alpha's going to search and grab us. I don't even know why I looked. We know we're grabbing Benton. The queen of rituals herself. Benton the ninja. Anyways, yeah. Grab this Benton right here. Benton searches the whole deck, minus obviously my light machines. But hey. At this point, you know, I could have scooped because Shifter says no. But we're in game 2 and I'm already down 1. Let's go ahead and try to rat it out. Hopefully he bricks next one, right? So we're going to activate Zelta. We're going to tribute our data. We're activating Delta, tributing Benton for cost. No effective draw because I'm not that good at this game. But Benton is going to search the absolute secret sauce. The best sauce in the game. And it's going to be Angel of 7. And it says, neither player can activate monster effects. This includes hand, banished, field, grave, nothing. Just don't get them. No effects. And I'm going to pass turn here with a Angel of 7. And essentially for an eternity, we're going to be sitting here. Because I ran out of resources. And I'm really hoping it doesn't have the out. Doesn't have the imperm. You know? Doesn't have... I don't know. But, you know, this card puts Flu on that deep think, and essentially you gotta thin your deck out and just kind of hopefully grind into having 2 monsters so you can unexplored wins it away. Go ahead and Advent. He's gonna gain that sweet 1k. That's gonna be annoying to say the least. Gonna banish and pin. Gotta love it when you put the quote unquote unga bunga control Flu player on the big thinking, even though, let's be real, Floowandereeze is not necessarily a unga bunga deck anymore. It's not barrier statue dot pass. There's some thought now to this on when to normal summon your birds or how to sequence them. You're like, oh, hey, if you guys need to learn how to chain block though, Flu is a great deck to learn it. Trigger effects are things. And, you know, 6 cards in the game that can dodge Imperm. That's fun, too. Ends up setting 1 and passing. I was like, oh, no, he probably has the trap. But it doesn't matter anyways because no monster effects. We are going to move into the battle phase, and we're going to swing for 25 directly. Putting our opponent at 6,500. Which is nice because, you know, it's good things right here. That Advent did give him some extra life, which is nice. And it looks like the big think is happening, which is nice. You know, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Floowandereeze, but it's such a good deck. After sitting here, I probably should have sped up. at least the game 2. Game 2 is not very exciting. Angel of 7 lock is, it not only hurts me, it hurts him. We're going to activate Drytron Nova thinking, yep, this is going to be sick right here. I'm going to be able to kind of put him on a game clock, which is nice. Going to go alpha because I'm like, all right, cool. If he outs this next turn, I'm going to be solid. You know what I'm saying? Going to enter the battle phase because we're out here being gamers. And it's going to be a 2,000 with Alpha and then a 2,500 with Angel of 7, which puts us at 7,000 loss total. And he's at 2K into battle phase. Looks like he's up, flips over the evenly matched. You know, I'm not too upset because it is the QCR, so I guess I just won't play any more monsters for the rest of this game. Honestly, I really wish Drytron was in a healthier spot right now. With Droll being so prevalent, I do think Drytron is just as good as other decks. But if you want to compare Voiceless Voice to Drytron, Voiceless Voice kind of definitely overshadow it. Which is, yeah. Voiceless Voice put on Omni Negate on the second summon. Drytron has to cook for that and has to play around the nib. So Drytron falling in the nib Droll pretty much any time it plays is going to be super annoying. Activating Advent, going to grab Map. You know, Map does allow him to have an additional normal summon. So if he has the Impin plus a small bird, you know, map effect, normal summon, small bird, activate unexplored winds, tribute for Impin, go full combo. That is a possibility. But we had the sauce in hand. We had the Lancio. We had the Orange Light. We were ready to just say, hey, you aren't playing this game. Because as soon as you unalive my Angel of 7, I'm going to unalive your face. With the sauce in the hand. The straight beautifulness that is fairies. Not Drytron. Just straight up playing fairy deck at this point. This is fairy stun. Angel 7. Honestly, I'm about to slap Angel 7 into so many decks just because, you know what? Oh, if you're playing Fire King? Sorry, bro. Sorry. Nah, can't do it. Set one monster and one spell / trap. You know, it's probably the R-turn trap, the damn communist deck that Floowandereeze really is. We're going to sit here and we're going to hit that big think. Really feeling him on the ropes right now. I'm like, okay, hey, I've got this game pretty good. The Flu player is 100% like regretting his earlier choices of activating and banishing that Impin, because if he did, he would have already outed Angel 7 as soon as he was able to access map, which is, like I said, the additional normal summon is more than enough to out my one tower board. But now if I had like a Cosmic or something, that would have been clutch. However, we don't. We're going to Cyber Emergency and grab ourselves Alpha Fubin, which will be nice. We're going to go Battle Phase, Angel 7 attack Rabina. Passing turn here, which at this point, like how much he's just drawing Heart of the Cards, Yugimoto. Did not have the birds to play. Goes ahead and skips and shows off that he did in fact have the way to say, hey, if I would have went first or was able to out that Angel 7, I had game. Oh, now it's time to side game 3. We're each 1-1. So fingers crossed for the Drytron player, you know. Unless you really want to see and continue to showcase how strong Flu is and consistent, let's do it. Game 3. going into Flu is actually like pretty difficult, especially with Drytron when you do have it pretty hard to break that board. Really finishing up siding. I'm like, all right, cool. He's gonna open it with Eagle, normal summon Eagle effect. I was contemplating here dropping the orange light, but for some reason I was like, you know what? I should have honestly orange lighted here, but I needed my diviner in hand to be able to play the game. And at this point, it was like, okay, I really hope he doesn't have too much gas. Like just ending on an M pen might be pretty cheeky, or I top a fairies to allow myself to go at least extend a little bit. With this hand, I was able to play maybe one interruption, but really had to play through. Really needed to open up the straight sauce to play into Floowandereeze, especially with having to, if you have to play in the map or you're forced to play into their trap, it makes this deck so much more difficult. Searching out and putting in play Apex Avian or getting Ryza looped, it's just deck is frustrating to play into. I love the deck. I also hate it more than anything. I love it from afar, but if I have to play it, I hate it. Play into it, hate it. But Eagle goes in normals Rabina. So good at this game. He is the king. The Flu King. Tribute both for the Impen, Impen's effect. Chain link 1 on Impen. Thinking on his chain links, he's gonna go and just do Rabin. No, that's Eagle. Eaglin. Yeah, chain 2 Eaglin. I am really enjoying this new remote duel setup I have, especially for the recordings. The dead space is going to be what bothers me the most. I'm going to try to actually slap in some of the cards we try to highlight at least. He is going impet into Floowandereeze map. Best cards in the deck. And I'm sitting here calm, cool, collected, just like, yeah, brother, I swear. And he's a normal Eagle for his additional. My friend here really loves Snowl, so even if going second, he just says, I'm going to play Board Breakers and Snowl OTK, which is insane. Going to use Map's Effect, revealing Toucan. Toucan, banish, and pen. Giving himself the big thinkaroo. Changing it up a little bit. Yeah, keeping it. We're still sticking with the M pen. Gonna add Rabina. Gonna add the M pen with Toucan. Normal summon M pen. Dude's big gaming. Toucan's effect to add back. From banished. This is gross. Gonna grab the trap because M pen is not once per turn. M pen is stupid. M pen to 1. Am I right, guys? Activate unexplored winds. Bottom deck to draw 2. Disgusting. The consistency in this deck, when this deck pops off, it's so good. And draw the duality. Fucking I swear, man, this deck. It either only hits. It only misses, or it just goes off. So it's either like 10 out of 10, or a 1 out of 10. It's like counting cards in poker, right? It's like it can be really, really good. It also can be really, really bad. But yeah, his 25-minute turn is about to come to an end, which is nice, so I can actually finally play and get shit on, because I have to play into map, and I have to play into his trap. So it's like pick the poison at this point. Normal summoning Diviner, activating the effect of Diviner Herald. Diviner Herald is going to send a fairy from deck or extra deck to the grave, which is so good. And this just activates map, going into Rabina. We're going to send Entis, thinking I'm going to have some sort of cooking here, which would have been cool. If I had waited to access Natasha, this would have been an easy game. But we don't. We don't have the access to Natasha. There's a ridiculous amount of dead space in this game. I'm not sure why. I'm waiting on. Don't know what we're waiting on. Oh, he was debating on activating his trap or not. Because it's chain 1, Entis, chain 2, Rabina for the next chain. Deciding to pass on the trap. Rabina to grab Toucan. Rabina's effective resolve, additional normal summon. Normal summon Eagle effect. Eagle grab Impin. Already the board is nuts to break, but this was going to be a swift 2-1 by the Floowandereeze. Tribute the Toucan. Sorry, the Rabina and my Diviner. There was a misplay. Didn't attempt to activate the effect of Diviner, especially on a level 2 or lower fairy from deck, which would have been really good. Activate Mind Control, targeting Apex Avian. Now that our turn is finally over and I can just go back to mine. Now, if this Mind Control goes through, I actually have a really strong gaming spot, because I could negate any sort of floodgate or anything that could stop me from playing the game. Decides to negate it, destroying the Mind Control, which is probably the best option. Now, if I had a tactics to look at that hand, but in clutch, gonna activate Drytron Nova, E-Telly. We're gonna go ahead and special summon our Alpha Thuban. Alpha Thuban is basically the heart and soul in this deck, and the brains is Zeta if you want to go with that route, the best 2 cards. Gonna link it away into Linkuriboh. That way we can get our combo started. And we get... Looks like he has a response? Question mark. Activates DD Crow, banishing Alpha. And that looks like it's game right there. Yep. Straight cooked by 1 DD Crow, because opened up double bricks and had to play into map. There ain't no way we're playing not getting OTK'd while he has Rabina and Toucan and Apex Avian. There is no way. Quick discussion, but good game, everybody. That was this Friday Night Duel Night. We're just kind of we know there's nothing we can do. We have no fairy in hand, so there's nothing. There's no reason to. Could have maybe tributed the Zeta with Delta.